Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Bob Carr Show.
You ready? Hey, Bob Carr here for another episode of the Bob Carr Show, and I was lucky enough to get Grayden to come in from the field today to talk to me in the studio. Grayden Bird, who runs all our video production and helps everybody out here at TLC. Grayden, thanks for coming back in the studio and out of the field early so I can capture you in the studio, sir. So what you been working on?
A little bit of everything. Always running around grabbing parts. That's been a new aspect of my job lately. Prepping all the jobs, ordering parts, getting the guys ready in the morning, helping you get the guys ready in the morning. And then when I have time in between that, I jump around to the most interesting job site as always, get some filming done.
So what's the concern or challenge you have with the guys captured? What are you seeing with those guys in the field?
They're usually moving along well. The GoPros are very basic, easy to use, so there's not too many challenges with the use of the cameras. It's more of a challenge of just reminding them to, hey, think about this before you get started in the morning. I know you're busy, but we would love this footage.
They're focused on what? Getting the job installed.
They would install it
video
as fast as they can, as well as they can. The GoPros aren't a hassle, but it's another thing that they have to remember in the mornings.
So what do you find the best thing to do is just constantly have the gear charged up and ready to go for them?
Yeah, I always make sure everything's downloaded from the day before if it got used. Get everything charged up. If it's not done at the end of the day, I unplug everything in the mornings, give them their box. That's usually a really good reminder as I'm handing their box to them with all the cameras in it. Hey, take this with you. You don't have to use it today, but think about this like coming up as the week goes on.
And I think with both of us showing up on job sites, that always reminds them too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll come up with job sites either that had it on or set up, and then they've moved to a different part of the yard and they haven't moved the camera, but that always reminds them, or I'll say something to them like, hey, you still capturing that? Oh, yeah, you're right. I need to move that over and reset it. So and I'm sure you do the same thing when you're on a job site. So they just need to remind it, because like I said, they're focused on getting the job installed in a timely fashion, and not very worried about the filming of the job. But and in the heat of the summer months, that's always that's harder because they're hot and they're sweaty and run around with cameras is not the big thing. But with winter coming, that won't be as much as the issue. They'll focus more back on that.
Yeah, it slows down a little bit. Smaller crews, not as many helpers are needed, so they can take the time out of their mornings.
Gotcha.
Get the camera set up, and they always do it if I say, hey, I'm going to stop by here today. You're doing a really big garage or a different color that we're used to doing, or this irrigation system has something different about it. I'm going to be there to get it later on. Can you set up the cameras? And they're always glad to do it for me and help us out.
Gotcha. Great, and appreciate you coming in today, spending a couple minutes with me.
Of course, always glad to help.
And this wraps up another episode of the Bob Carr Show. Hit the like button below if you like this episode. And we'll talk to you next week on another episode of the Bob Carr Show.